It may be the fact that you've never been on Instagram before, but now you want to expand your Instagram account because you realize that's where your ideal clients hang out. Maybe you pivot your niche recently and you realize that your current audience no longer align with the offer that you want to sell. Either way, you will find yourself in a situation where you need to grow an Instagram account from scratch with 0 followers. How do you grow an account literally from scratch with 0 followers? I've got you. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Hello, my name is Yuan, founder and CEO of Daily Surprises Media. We help coaching and service providers get leads in as little as 7 days, and we have generated over 100 client wins just last year alone. And today I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks you can use to grow an account from scratch, literally with 0 followers. If that's something you're interested in learning, then keep watching. The first thing you can leverage on to grow your audience as quickly as possible is to leverage your existing audience. A lot of us, like if you're not on Instagram yet, but you most likely already have a existing audience in any other social platform. For example, Facebook, or maybe you have an email list, maybe you're on YouTube. So it's really worth to tap into those existing audience who have multiple social media accounts. So what you want to do is really announcing that you are now going to be available on Instagram as well, and really tell people the benefit of coming over to your Instagram. Why is your Instagram different from any other social media platform you have? Is that a different place where you share the behind the scene content? Is that a place where you share tips and tricks that you're now sharing on your existing platform? No matter what that is, making sure that you're letting your existing audience know that you're going to be expanding on Instagram, and the fact that the content on Instagram will be a bit different from any other social media platform. You want to sell the benefit of them coming to Instagram platform to follow you. What's the benefit of that? So if you're doing these both things at the same time, you will see that your existing audience gradually will follow you on Instagram as well. And once you have those initial fan base, it's much easier to grow an account from there on. The second thing to think about when growing an account from scratch from 0 followers is to making sure that you already have a optimized Instagram account with content on it, because you don't really want to direct your existing audience to an empty account where there's nothing to consume. So what I recommend you do is to at least have 3 to 9 posts on your Instagram feed already. All of them are high value and can be a mix of, personal posts, educational posts. You don't really want to prompt a lot of traffic to your Instagram account when there's literally no content to binge on, when there's no content to consume. Because what you really want to do is making sure that you almost have a small sample there for people to see that if they do engage with your Instagram, if they do follow your Instagram, what can they get out of it? Right? So the internet is a very noisy place. People choose who they engage with based on what they're getting out of it. So you want to making sure that you already have an optimized bio, telling your audience what is the purpose of this Instagram account, what are you going to sharing, who are you helping, as well some content related with your niche so that you're adding value to your audience. The next tip when it comes to growing an account from scratch from 0 followers is actually a tip you can use whichever stage you are in your Instagram right now. It is the important thing to do to grow your audience, no matter you have just 0 followers or you have 10K followers. And that is to consistently engage with your ideal clients that are not in your audience yet, and engage with your current community to making sure that you have good engagement on your content so that Instagram can push your content to more people just like your current audience. But obviously, I'm going to give you 2 little tricks that you can use when it comes to growing an account from scratch, because the things you need to do to grow an account from scratch is a tiny bit different from if you already have a big fan base. It's much easier to grow when you already have an audience versus when you're growing when you literally have 0 people in your community. So these 2 tricks are, number 1, making sure that if you do find your ideal client on Instagram, not only just engage with them in terms of, the likes, the comments, the story interactions, do give them a follow as well. Don't be stingy on your follow, because what we often see is whenever you actually hit that follow button, it's very likely for the other person to follow back. But you may think right now, well, what if I just follow a bunch of people that never follows me back? That obviously is your decision, right? So if you invest your time in another person, you have building that relationship, but the other person on the other side is not really deciding to engage back with you. So it's absolutely your decision that once in a while, you may want to clean up your account to making sure that the people you are following, they're actually engaging back with with you as well. But trust me, if you're at the beginning stage of growing your Instagram account, if you really want to grow in a community quickly, that follow button will add extra bonus point for you. Whereas if your account is more established, just by engaging with other people without following are very likely to grow your audience already. That's the big difference when you're growing an account from scratch versus growing an account that is already a bit established. The next little trick when it comes to grow your audience from scratch is you want to share other people's content and give them shout out often in your stories. So stories are a big part of pretty much all my clients' business. They really use stories to build further relationships and conversion. But at the beginning, because you don't really have an audience yet who consume your story, the best way to really leverage a story is to making sure that you are shouting out to other people, you're getting their attention. Just making sure that whenever you share other people's content, you actually tag them. So at their username within your story, they're actually going to get notified for that. If you're not at their username, tag them in your story, they're not going to get notified for that. And people really appreciate when you share their content into your stories, and chances are they're likely to then reshare your stories to their audience, which further help you to grow audience really, really quickly. Now, at this point in the video, I've shared with you the 3 tips you can use to grow your account from scratch from 0 followers really quickly. And the last tip I shared with you, I also gave you a little kind of sneak peek into the difference of growing an account from scratch versus growing an account with an existing audience, obviously, which is a bit easier. So making sure that you take all the tips and apply to your account when you're growing from scratch. While you're waiting for next week's video, making sure that you check out the video on the screen now, which is how do you grow your first 1,000 followers. I go into more depth in terms of all the other areas you should also think about in order to track your ideal client that is ready to buy your offer later on. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.